Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Wednesday. Today is a math day hosted by me, Miss Magda Valentine. Boys and girls, what we're going to do today is dive further into the metric system. And I know on Monday, Miss Morgan had you do both grams and kilograms, and those are units of measurement. Now today we're going to move into liters, and liters are units of measurement which are used to measure liquids in the metric system. Now you might not see 1 liter things around a lot, but I'm going to show you some examples of what they might be. Before we dive into our liter lesson, I want to do something that we always do that's fun, and that's a little thinking game. And this one is, which one doesn't belong? So I want you to take a look at my pictures. Take a second for it to come up. And here on slide 3, you'll see 4 things. I see apple juice, I see a bag of potatoes, I hope you've been using a lot of this lately, this is liquid soap. And I also see a bottle of water. And you know it's important to drink a lot of water. But we're going to think like mathematicians today. And in thinking like mathematicians, one of these does not belong. So, I'm going to look at them again from a clockwise point of view. Remember, clockwise means the way that the hands move around the clock. Apple juice, bag of potatoes, liquid soap, and water. Please stop and look at those. And I want you to take about 10 seconds, think about it, and please tell, maybe you have a family member in the house or a friend in the room, but share your answer with them. Which one doesn't belong? Welcome back. I hope that you picked the bag of potatoes. The bag of potatoes doesn't belong. Now you might have come up with some other answers because we've talked often about how there is often more than one answer that's correct. But today we're going with the bag of potatoes does not belong. And that's because it's a solid. And that's a science term, but we know that science and math often go together. The liquid, which is apple juice, along with the liquids of liquid soap and water, are the ones that do belong together. And those could be measured in liters. So I'm going to tell you some things today about what you need to know about liters. And I want you to see the words so that you can have the word liter in your brain. So as I move on to my next slide, look at the first 2 words. Those are liquid and volume. Those are also known as capacity. And those refer to the amount of liquid that a container can hold. So we can measure the amount of liquid a container holds by using the unit liters. So I have a few examples that I want to show to you. So I'm going to split you back into a full screen, and I want you to see the examples that I have right here. The first one is a 1 liter of Coke. Now, a lot of times at school when we have a party or you've had a party at your home, we have 2 liter bottles, and those are the ones that are a little bit wider. I want you to look at the size of my hand, and you'll see I can almost get my hand around that 1 liter. This is a 1 liter. And the way that you check is to look at the bottom. This one is just a little bit over 1 liter. There's another thing that I have that I often use in my kitchen, and this is my measuring cup. This measuring cup has 1/2 of a liter. So I want you to think back into fractions. Think about how many halves does it take to make 1 whole. Let me take my water jug. I'm going to pour that in. This is what 1/2 of a liter of water looks like. Now I have my handy dandy jug over here, and I'm going to pour in another 1/2 of a liter. So think back to fractions. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. This 1 whole jug of water is the same as this 1 liter of Coke. They look very different, don't they? This one is kind of a wide, short jug, and this one is a tall and skinny bottle, but they still hold the same capacity, 1 liter of liquid. And the last one that I have, not the greatest example, but I think you'll get it. This is some cleaning product that I use in my kitchen. You can see I've used a lot of it with the coronavirus going around. I want to make sure that my kitchen's nice and clean. So you can see that if this one was all the way up to the top, it would be equal to 1 liter. I sure don't have 1 liter left, do I? And for those of you who are thinking extra hard and stretching your brains, I bet you could guess there's a fraction. This might be, let's say about 1/4 of a liter that's left, but altogether this would be 1 liter. So that was my turn, and something else I want to show you is we're going to look ahead to the next slide, and in my next slide, I want you to know what a liter does not look like. I am going to show you a can of Coke, and I want you to think about what is a liter and what is not a liter. This is a can of Coke Zero. This is not a liter. This is less than 1 liter. This one holds about 1/3, which, going back to fractions, means that we would have to have 3 of these to equal 1 liter of Coke. Liquid, 1/3 of a liter. Liquid, 1 whole liter. So those are 2 examples. I have a chart that I made up, and it kind of helps me to keep track of what does have a liter, what doesn't have a liter. Maybe it's less than a liter, or maybe it's more than a liter. So if we look at my chart, the next thing I want you to see, we'll give it a minute here, is how I've recorded my items in the chart. The first thing is my can of Coke, and you can see that I have listed that as less than 1 liter. The next one is about 1 liter. I have 1 bottle of Coke, 1 bottle of cleaner, and 1 pitcher of water. You'll notice I don't have anything that's more than 1 liter, but I'm sure you have some things around your house that are more than 1 liter. Remember, they have to be liquid. Moving on, I have something that is your turn. This is your turn, and usually in the classroom we would turn and talk to a neighbor, but since we don't have a neighbor for us to talk to, maybe you have a friend in the room or a parent around or a little brother or sister or big brother or sister. So I want you to think about where you would put these items on a chart. The first thing you see is the laundry detergent. I'm going to give you a hint. This is a big, big container of Tide. So this one, thinking since it's a big one, I'm going to say that this one is, you guessed it, more than 1 liter. And if you didn't guess more than 1 liter, now you know what the right answer is. It is certainly more than 1 liter. Next is a can of soup. Stop, tell anybody in the room, or even say your thoughts aloud. Is the can of soup less than a liter, about 1 liter, or more than 1 liter? I bet you picked less than 1 liter. It is certainly less than 1 liter. All right, moving on. I have an assignment for you to do today, and this is a fun one, and you get to do this one at home since you're there. This is a scavenger hunt, and you have to find 4 containers in your house that hold liquid. Hint, look in your refrigerator or your cabinets. Record your answers and submit. You're going to look at the chart, and please write down if your item has less than 1 liter, about 1 liter, or more than 1 liter. A reminder, 4 items, and you must get somebody's permission before you go through the refrigerator or through the cabinets. And I want you to go into your teacher's content area, and your math assignment for today is to fill out the scavenger hunt. The most important parts are put your name on there and submit. That is your short lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed your lesson on liters. And the next time you're at the store, look around and see what else you can find that might be 1 liter or more than a liter, or even less than a liter. Have a great math day, boys and girls. Please work hard on your assignments and don't forget to get them submitted. Thanks.